Well, I wanted to show up here on Instagram Live. I haven't done a live for what seems like months and ages. And I've been polishing my new book. It's now at HarperCollins. They are going through the new book to make sure it is flawless, and I'm waiting eagerly to get the manuscript back so I can have my final review. A lot of you have been asking about the new book, and I'll simply say we are working so hard to get it out to you as soon as possible. I wanted to show up here, first of all, to see how you're doing and to offer you some value, as I always hope to do. And I've got 6 ideas that I'd like to share to help you stay focused and creative and upbeat and cheerful and strong and centered and loving and excellent in this pandemic. So before I get into the 6 points, I want to say thank you for your attention here. This is going to be a great live, so you want to watch it to the end to get all of the 6 points that I'm going to walk through. But before that, I want to get to know you a little bit. I want to know where you're from. So just tell me where you're from. Fevrier Designs, you just did the 66-day program of the 5am Club. Amazing. OK is from Jamaica. I see someone from Italia. I see Hannah from Russia, so Dobry din. I see someone from Dallas and Naveen from Egypt. I see David from Israel. Shalom, David. I see lots of people from India, Serbia, Israel, Tamil Nadu. I see Buddy Trendy from Bali. I see Evenia from Anguilla. Coach Mara from New York. I see someone from Toronto, Sweden, Azerbaijan. So we have a United Nations here for this Instagram Live, and I'm going to make it worth your attention. So I encourage you, in this world of distraction, turn off your devices, bring your focus, bring your fire to this Instagram Live. I will not be sharing what I ate for breakfast because I eat nothing for breakfast. I fast. This is not going to be about superficial things. This is going to be pure value for you as an exceptionalist and as a human being in this pandemic. So 6 points I've noted down, and the first thing is, in this time of acute change on the planet, you want to pause and you want to ask yourself a very hard question. Are you dropping into victimhood, or are you expressing leadership? The very nature of victimhood is victims are all about can't. Victims are all about improbability. Victims are toxic. Victims watch the news. Victims use the language of hate. Victims are busy being busy. Victims escape in a difficult time into distraction and digital addiction and other types of addictions. So point number 1 is to just do a little check-in with yourself and be gentle with yourself. But have you fallen into victimhood? Are you so surrounded by toxicity that you've lost your hope? This is a once-in-a-lifetime chance for you to create your masterwork. This is a chance for you to read all the books in your library that you've wanted to read. This is a chance for you to do some serious emotional healing or spiritual healing. So when the pandemic ends, you're at your next level of heroism. Don't listen to the negative Atarians. Don't buy into what they're selling. Yes, this is a hard time in the world. Yes, our brothers and sisters have died from the virus. Yes, there is suffering. Yes, we must be kinder. That does not mean we should not own our sovereignty and our power to use this time to express more of who we are, our humanity, our creativity, our productivity. We must shift from victimhood into leadership. Point number 2. This is a unique time to produce your masterwork, your Taj Mahal, your Sistine Chapel ceiling, your Moonlight Sonata. Most of the past 26 years of my career as a leadership evangelist and as a personal mastery teacher have been on airplanes and traveling and in different countries giving leadership keynotes and speaking at all these events and doing these live events like the Titan Summit that I used to do. 2019 was the last one. And as a result of the pandemic, for the first time in 26 years, I've essentially been grounded. In my mind, I always ask myself, WTOH, what's the opportunity here? How can I use this time to become a better man, to forge my leadership abilities, to work my craft, to read more books, to write the new book that I spent most of 2020 on? Almost every day, I went deeper into my craft on the new book than I've ever gone in any previous book. This new book for those of you joining, this new book is now at HarperCollins. I spent all of last year on it. It is a strange book. It's like no book I've ever written. It's part memoir. It's part elite productivity manual. It's part life wisdom that I've learned through hard times and good times. It's part how to grow great business. It's part how to heal your emotional life. It's part guidebook on spiritual mastery. Not that I've achieved it, but I sure am on the path. And if you're just joining me, the new book is now with HarperCollins, being proofread, and they call it typesetting, which is just laying out the pages, and I should have it back soon for my final review. But point number 2 is stormy seas make stronger sailors. You really want to develop the mindset and the heart set and the operating system to take the storm the planet is going through and allow the difficulty and the problems to remind you that inside the darkness is always light. Inside every problem is an opportunity to innovate. Inside a trouble is a catalyst for triumph. And that's not some kind of a platitude. It's a reality. It's whatever is activating you right now is a fear. And so if you're scared right now, or you're giving up hope right now, you have given your power and your sovereignty to some external event. And I think it's wise to ask yourself, why am I doing that? Is it because I'm listening to the negativity out there? Is it because I'm watching too much news? Is it because I'm not managing my health right now, or eating too much food, or medicating myself with too much entertainment, or too much alcohol, or too much whatever it is? So point number 2 is, I don't think we're ever going to get this time of space, quietude. I mean, a lot of people are saying, well, I'm so bored. I think we're bored because we're not seeing the opportunity to write your screenplay, to launch your new business, to take your business to the next level. If you're a manager, this is a great time to work on your systems. It's a great time to take your team to the next level. Great time to work on the cultural values. I spent about 3 hours yesterday morning working on my next 24 months game plan, my high value targets, personally, professionally, spiritually, in terms of who I want to help and the value I want to distribute. We're never going to have this time, this spaciousness again. Time to think, time to read, time to heal, time to listen to great podcasts, time to build out the rest of our lives, time to repair broken relationships, time to spend with our family, time to learn to cook, time to learn to meditate, time to listen to the music we've always wanted to listen to, time to plant a garden, time to make a new friend. I hope you feel my fire. I haven't done one of these Instagram lives for a while. I've missed talking to you. And yet I've been creative and I've been working on the new book. And I shot a new course about 2 weeks ago. And I don't know if my team wants me to mention it, but I will. It's called the Greatness Guide Method. It's a new digital course. It's by far the best course I've ever done digitally, the Greatness Guide Method. And if you're on my mailing list at rshar.ma, you will get first access to this new course. Point number 3. We can't go out. Where I live, we have what's called a government-mandated stay-at-home order. So we can't, a lot of countries are still in lockdown. A lot of countries are experiencing the third wave of the pandemic. And what I would respectfully, as always, suggest to you is if you can't go out, go within. I think I always think of Nelson Mandela, and my life changed some people say, well, your life can change in a day. And my life has never changed in a day. I don't know about you, but my life has never changed in a day. And sometimes I feel there's something wrong with me because I love reading, but there's not a lot of books that have changed my life in a day. I've had great conversations with amazing people, but my life was elevated, my life was enriched, but my life didn't change in a day. But my life did change one day in July of 2016. And that was the day I stood in Nelson Mandela's prison cell on Robben Island. I took the ferry from Cape Town to Robben Island, and this is not the time for me to explain the experience. I'll simply say I stood alone in Nelson Mandela's prison cell. I saw he did not even have a bed. I saw he only had I wouldn't even call it a table to write letters to his then wife Winnie on. I saw a little of the suffering he went through when I walked by the propaganda office, and I saw the prison cell, and I saw the showers where, as an elderly man, he would shower and the young guards would laugh at him. Why am I sharing my experience of standing in Nelson Mandela's prison cell? Because that's point number 3. We can't go out, so we must go within. Mr. Mandela was in that cell for 18 years on Robben Island of his 27 years in prison. I mean, you want to talk about confinement. Yet he used that painful time for purification. He used his time in prison to read. He actually was a member of the 5 a.m. club. He would run at 5 a.m. on the spot in his prison, in his jail cell, and he would do push-ups. He took great pride in his physical, in exercising and in his physical health. He used that time to contemplate. He used that time to pray. He used that time to meditate. He used that time to forgive. So while a lot of people are complaining and looking for everything that's wrong in the world right now, may I gently, humbly invite you to ask yourself how you can use this time to go within. If you've read the 5 a.m. Club, you know the 4 interior empires: mindset, heart set, health set, soul set. This is a fantastic time to upgrade your mindset through reading, journaling, visualizing, affirming, listening to audiobooks, listening to podcasts, listening to great learning courses. This is a fine time to optimize your health set, your heart set, the 2nd interior empire that I teach in the 5 a.m. Club book. By praying, by journaling, by going into any disappointment, regret, shame, disappointment, anger, sadness, fear that you are experiencing. This is a great time to work on your health set. If you can't go to a gym, you can still do planks, you can still do yoga, you can still run on the spot, you can still skip. I mean, it's so easy for us to find excuses, isn't it? And I'm no guru. But we can curse the darkness or we can light the candle. Christopher Morley's wise point. 4th point. Use whatever emotions are coming up for you to become stronger. If you're scared, investigate the fear. By blaming external events, you're going to be trapped in your fear. Whatever emotions are coming up, fear, boredom, disappointment, frustration, anger, sadness, grief. Grief is normal. We are grieving the loss of an old world. We are grieving the loss of our brothers and sisters. We are grieving the old way, a loss of the old way of working, communicating, interacting, and living. You would not be human if you did not have grief, disappointment, and all those other human emotions coming up. We have experienced collective trauma as a result of this global pandemic. You would not be human if you were not feeling something. Here's the key. Our society says, stay busy, don't feel. And a lot of my new book addresses this contrarian point I'm going to offer to you. The emotions that you don't deal with come back to bite you in dangerous ways. If you don't feel and acknowledge what you're feeling, you are going to create what I call a field of hurt within you. And that field of hurt will block your creativity, your joy, your productivity, your prosperity, and your impact. Point number 5, protect your hope. Insulate your cheerfulness. Armor plate your positivity. Please remember, the job of the news is to terrify you. Watch the news to see what's going on, but don't watch it to distract yourself. If the people around you are terrified and complaining and making excuses and behaving like victims, you have a choice. You don't have to spend all day with them. You don't have to be doing video calls with them. As an artist, my ecosystem defines my positivity and my energy and my productivity and my artistry. So it's really important to me only to be around people who uplift my joy. If you haven't read the 5 a.m. Club, do yourself a favor and read the 5 a.m. Club or listen to the audiobook. There is a specific chapter in there. By the way, the morning routine I teach in the 5 a.m. Club is how you battle-proof yourself from negativity and how you increase your productivity in this time. But there's a chapter in the 5 a.m. Club that talks about joy as a GPS. And it talks about your ecosystem. And it talks about deleting the energy vampires and releasing the dream stealers from your life. And point number 5 of this Instagram Live is calibrate your ecosystem. How can you stay positive and do your best work and be an instrument of service to the world right now if you're allowing toxic influences to degrade your primal genius? If you look at any great artist, Beethoven, Andrew Wyeth, Jean-Michel Basquiat, any great entrepreneur, these people understand that your confidence and your hope and that fire in your belly and that ability to drop into flow state. In the 5 a.m. Club, I teach a model called transient hypofrontality, which is the neuroscience behind flow state. Flow state is how you tap into your genius. Flow state is not only for Elon Musk and Steve Jobs and the great creatives. We all, as human beings, have the ability to drop into flow state. But if you don't create the conditions to allow world-class to show up, then how will you ever experience world-class performance? So point number 5 of this Instagram Live is clean out the toxic influences in your life. Number 6, as I end this Instagram Live, I'm going to challenge you with great respect. Right now, here's the question. What one project could you start, navigate, and complete before the worldwide pandemic ends that will take your talent to the jagged edges of its potential and allow you to produce a masterwork that after this is all over, your career, your confidence, your prosperity, and your impact on the world will be at an all new level? What one project today, I'm going to challenge you. What one project? Maybe it's a screenplay. Maybe it's a new app. Maybe it's a new restaurant. Maybe it's a new business, a startup. Maybe it's a new product or service. Maybe you're an author. What creative project will you start today? No excuses. Turn off the TV, turn off the social media, turn off the negativity, and start today. No excuses. What one creative project will you launch today and finish it when it's easy, when it's hard, when you're tired, when you're negative, when you feel like giving up? You say to yourself, I must get this done. The new book that I spent all of last year on, if you're just joining me, it's at HarperCollins. The new book will be coming out as soon as we can bring it out. I started the book in Tribeca, New York last February. Almost every day through the pandemic, in fasted state, with the world in disorder, and I'm no guru, I'm no one special. I pushed myself to work at least, I have a concept called the 5 great hour concept, 5 hours fasted state, no news, not talking to anyone, no excuses, not medicating myself with entertainment. I worked on the book. And if I can do it, you can do it. And so my challenge as I leave you is what creative project will you launch today? An app, a new business, a screenplay, a new service, a new product, a new book, a new movie. Whatever it is you do, what one project will you launch today where you bring your fire, you bring your creativity, it occupies your mind, your heart, your spirit. It gives you something to get up at 5 a.m. with fire in your belly every morning when it's probably easier to sleep in right now. What is that one creative project that you will start today and you will stay with it and you will work at mastery and you will get it done when you're scared, when you're insecure, when you might be tired, when you feel like giving up, but you say, I will get this done before the pandemic is over, because your good name depends on it, your self-respect depends on it, your personal honor depends on it, your commitment to your craft depends on it, and your devotion to making the world a more beautiful place depends on it. I mean, how can we make this world more beautiful? Yes, less hate, more love. Yes, higher values. Yes, remembering we're all brothers and sisters on a little planet. But also, I believe through our work, through our craft, through our artistry, we have the opportunity to make the world more beautiful. I was in Madrid and I went to see Picasso's Guernica painting. And I've seen a lot of beautiful paintings, but his painting just brought so much beauty into my life. If you haven't been to Madrid and seen Picasso's Guernica, it's in a whole room by itself. Please do it as soon as it's safe to travel. But you doing this creative project will bring more beauty into the world. So I hope this Instagram Live has been pure value. I hope it's inspired you. I hope it's given you some tactics, because philosophy without methodology is an empty victory. If you want more of this kind of thing from me, read the 5 a.m. Club book or listen to the audiobook. It is currently one of the best-selling books in the world right now because it's pure value. It's helping people start their day well so they become fitter, more confident, more productive, more positive, and even stronger human beings. Also, I mentioned, if you're just joining me, I shot a new video course. It's called the Greatness Guide Method, based on the Greatness Guide book that has helped millions of people live better lives. Yes, I look way younger because that's an old book. And I guess I'm becoming older. It happens to the best of us. And I see all these likes. Don't like that. All joking aside, I've just shot the Greatness Guide Method. If you want to be one of the first people who get a membership to it, just go to rshar.ma and you can get on my mailing list. What else can I tell you? Oh, you know what? Why don't I go to some questions? Just Tony from Colombia. Muchas gracias. I have so many readers in Colombia, and I'm so grateful to all my Latin American readers. From Greece, someone's from Greece. I love my Greek readers as well. Someone said, growing old is a gift denied many. That's true. Very wise. Ophelia, your books are amazing. You are like good wine. Thank you, Ophelia. What else do we have here? Someone asked, how do I stay active and energetic? A lot of this Instagram Live has been exactly about that. Someone from Bolivia, thank you for your work. You're so welcome. It's an honor and a privilege to serve. Someone is from South Africa. I thank all my readers from South Africa. I was reading that there are fires around Cape Town. I hope everyone is okay. Manish asks, how am I? It's so kind of you to ask. Manish, I am optimistic. I am hopeful. I think the pandemic will end sooner versus later. I am so excited to finish my new book and get it out to the world. And thankfully, my loved ones are safe and healthy. Peru, India, Elena says, I want your new book. You will get it as soon as it's out. Hasnan, love from Pakistan, love back. Someone from Kerala, Bangladesh, Azerbaijan, Kenya. All right. Look, everyone, I hope this Instagram Live has been helpful, and I want to thank you for your time, and I want to wish you all the best, and I'll talk to you soon. Take great care. Bye-bye.